Welcome back to Short Time with Vin and Dave. Vin Avenue, Dave Crossan with you here in hour number 2 on the first day of May.
Wow.
And Dave's here to make sure that it's not a May Day for you.
Oh, there you go.
And bring you the financial advice to save your May and save your future.
Let me tell you something, people. He doesn't write this down. This is just impressive
Thought of it
there.
right before we went on here. I'm like, I got a good one. I got a good one.
You got it. The microphone's there.
First day of May. There we go.
You hit the shot to win the game. Nicely done.
And we got to start the month of May with a little financial wake-up call.
All right. There we go. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
So, okay, let's talk a little bit about legacy planning and talking about organization, getting organized.
Always a good thing.
Getting it all together. Now, I always talk to people about, look at your different investments and just to see that, let's say you have different investment accounts, retirement accounts, make sure that your financial advisor has a good idea of what's out there so there's no overlap and it's properly diversified. I can go on, but I'm going to stop myself. And this is where I stop myself, is let's talk about what I like to call the importance of having a life planner. Okay, a life planner meaning having everything organized that if something happens, let's say something happens to me.
Right.
My wife has passed, now I pass away, and my children need to figure out where do they go? What assets do they have? Now, I always encourage parents to have this conversation with their children, to give them an idea of their different assets, what they have, who to contact. But for some people, they just don't feel comfortable having that conversation.
Yeah, it could be difficult.
Whatever it is, they say, you know what, they'll find out when, unfortunately, something happens. So what I like to say to people is make sure you have what I call a life planner or a roadmap to basically lay out exactly what's going on. So it's a booklet, and I can help people at Shoreline to be able to organize it and provide that type of booklet for people to put this together.
Sure.
Yeah. It's one of those exercises where you get the booklet and it lists, number 1, you're going to list out all your assets. Okay, we've talked about this before. You want to list out what you have, and you're going to break it down. Number 1, your investments, your different investments. That could be your retirement accounts, your brokerage accounts. Doesn't matter, whatever you have, list it out. And also list out, too, if there are any beneficiary designations on these accounts.
Okay.
Because as we've spoken about before, any beneficiary designations are going to supersede any instructions in the will. So if an account says all the money goes to Vin, but yet in my will it's supposed to go a different direction, well, guess what? It's going to you, Vin. So beneficiary designation will supersede whatever the will says. So ideally, when you list out all of your holdings, if you have, for example, a brokerage account where it's a TOD, transfer on death, you list that. Okay, so the person, your family, when they look through this, they can say, okay, that makes sense, especially your executor. It makes things a lot easier if they know exactly how everything is laid out. Retirement accounts, any beneficiary designations. Again, this is just not only listing what you have, but any titling, any beneficiary designation, have that on there so it's very clear. Also, too, with bank accounts, there is the ability to put what is called a POD, payable on death. Same idea, beneficiary designation. It makes it very clear. By having that all laid out, this is very important. I'm going to tell you why. You're looking at me. David, why is this important?
Why, Dave? Why?
Think of it this way. For a lot of people, they don't get paper statements anymore.
That's a good
Everything's
point.
on the computer.
Digital. Yeah.
Something happens to me, and guess what? What if there aren't any paper statements? Because I always tell people if something happens, look out for various statements. It may come in the mail. Maybe something was missed. Something wasn't on the list of different things that you have.
Yeah.
Well, what if that's not the case? I have everything on the computer, all statements, everything I access.
It's a great point.
How are you going to know? But if you've taken the time in what I call the life planner or my roadmap, if you will, of all my assets, laying it out all there, that way it's like, okay, I know what's going on. Also, too, list out the account numbers. List everything. Provide as much information as possible. And again, when I say life planner, these booklets clearly will go through the different categories.
Okay.
So it's not, again, somebody could basically take what I'm saying today, but also these life planners are nice. It breaks it down for you. List as much information as possible.
Sure.
So we've spoken about the investment accounts. We've spoken about the bank accounts. Here is a big one, Vin. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Bring it.
Got your seatbelt on.
Got buckled and ready to go.
Insurance policies.
Ah.
With insurance companies, there are millions upon millions upon millions of dollars that are never claimed, the actual benefit themselves,
Okay.
because families didn't know they existed. So think about that. Something happens to mom or dad. There is an insurance policy out there. Again, let's go back to the conversation we were talking about, where let's say she's getting paperless statements.
Right.
We don't know it exists. All of a sudden, nothing comes in the mail to let you know that, unclaimed. It happens millions upon millions upon millions. So there is a category in a life planner that lists all of the insurance. Again, this is the insurance company. Here is the death benefit, or what the amount would be upon your passing.
Okay.
Ideally, I'm going to go another step and say, if you can list out, let's say there's an agent that handled it, a phone number, as much information as possible that will lead you in that direction. That if something happens to mom or dad, okay, here's that 800 number. Oh, and here is the policy number. I can make that phone call. And what would happen is you let the insurance company know something's happened. They'll ask for a death certificate. There will be claim paperwork that is sent out, but it starts the process. Again, listing it in this booklet so the family knows something that needs to be looked out for, different things that need to be claimed. And I bring this up too with putting this booklet together. Also, who are the financial advisors? Who is the CPA? Who is the attorney? So why do you need the attorney's name? Let's say, example again, we'll bring it back to me. I pass away. Now it's like, okay, the attorney has the will that has the information. Let's say you can't find the will.
Right.
Where's the will? Where do I go? What do I do? Who's the executor?
Yeah.
Oh, I see here, Sally Smith, the attorney here. I need to reach out to her. She's the attorney. She has the will, or can get me a copy of the will and know exactly what I need to do. Simply putting the name. The big thing here for a lot of people, something happens to mom or dad, they don't know where the will is. They don't know the next step. What do they do?
Sure.
At least by listing it in this booklet, the family can reach out to the attorney to say, okay, unfortunately something's happened. Then they can go see the attorney, get the will, and be able to start the process, because the attorney's obviously going to have a copy of the will as well as know exactly what the intent was for that. And the big thing is, this is huge.
Okay.
In the will, it'll tell the family who the executor is. It may be one of the family members. It may be the attorney. It may be a financial institution. For those assets that there aren't any beneficiary designations, we're going to need to probate the will.
Okay.
To be able to have the executor then do what needs to be done to distribute and settle up the estate. The reason I also bring up the financial advisor is, again, besides listing all the accounts, is to be able to contact the financial advisor. Maybe there's one advisor that handles the retirement accounts, the brokerage accounts, to reach out to that individual to start that process. Again, there'll be claim paperwork. The more you can provide, the better. And then, of course, the CPA, the person that's been filing the taxes. Let that person know. Unfortunately, something's happened to mom or dad. Let the CPA know. That CPA can then help you with the proper filings, especially now there's going to be a filing for the estate. There's going to be additional steps that are going to need to be done. Now, the big one, Vin.
Okay.
Where do you put this life planner? And I've seen this too many times. Obviously, somewhere safe.
Sure, that makes
So
sense.
you may say to yourself, I'm going to put it in my safety deposit box. Nice and safe. Safe.
Sounds good.
Safe.
Yeah, sure.
What if my children don't have access? My children don't have access to the safety deposit box. So now something happens. What if they aren't aware of me even having a safety deposit box?
Yeah.
It's safe, but where is it? Where do I go for it? Again, another conversation. If you're going to put it somewhere, make sure you obviously have to put it somewhere, but put it somewhere that the family can get access to it.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's in the home, somewhere safe, especially because think about all the information we're putting in there, all the different account numbers, the various phone numbers. It lists out all the different things that need to, or accounts that need to be taken care of. You want to put this somewhere safe in your home.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not so safe that nobody can find it.
No, that's a valid point.
So I wanted to bring up all these points because for anything that needs to be done with planning, number one, ideally, have the conversation with your family so they're fully aware of everything. And again, even if you do have that conversation with your family, still do this exercise. Still go through and itemize everything. But if you feel, you know what, I'd rather my family find out upon my passing, at least say to them, okay, I have this booklet, the life planner, if you will.
Right.
Where to go to get it. It lists everything out. And if there's special items in there, and I've only listed a handful of important items that you need to have in there.
Sure.
But to make sure everybody knows, especially the executor, where to go, not only the assets, but also the key individuals, the CPA, the attorney, the financial advisor, maybe the insurance agent for an insurance policy listed out there so they know where to go to settle these accounts up. Because the last thing we want is, unfortunately, something not getting claimed.
Right.
There's no paper statement.
Right.
And that's it.
And there's the roadmap.
A roadmap.
As it were.
Get it done. So anyway, that is what I highly suggest. And for anybody that wants to reach out to me to help you provide that type of content, or I should say a planner for them, I'm happy to do that.
So Dave, along those lines, people can get in touch with us on the show, shorttime@townsquaremedia.com. Where can they get that financial roadmap from you at Shoreline Wealth Management?
Call the office, 732-902-7880. Or, of course, go to shorelinewealth.com. We have an office in Manchester and in Manahawkin.
There it is.
And there it is.
This was fun, Dave.
Did you enjoy it?
This is a good financial wake-up call. Good way to start the month of May. No May days if you follow this roadmap.
Well done. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
So we continue a Jersey Shore-themed show of Short Time with Vin and Dave this morning. We had Ocean County Commissioner Joe Vicarion in the first hour. Coming up next is Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone telling us what's going to happen in Monmouth County this summer. More Short Time with Vin and Dave after this. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. This information is not intended to be a substitute for individualized legal advice. Please consult your legal advisor regarding your specific situation.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC.
Whether you are in the early stages of investing, getting ready to retire, or planning your estate, you need a financial planner who will guide you on a clear path with honesty and transparency. Shoreline Wealth Management provides clarity through the complexity. Shoreline's system is straightforward. They will understand your financial circumstances, identify goals, analyze current plans, and customize a path to position you to reach your goals. Shoreline Wealth Management is your financial anchor. Visit shorelinewealth.com for more information today. Shorelinewealth.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Welcome back to Short Time with Vin and Dave. Vin Ebenu, Dave Crossan with you here in hour number 2. And joining us this morning to talk about all things Monmouth County this summer is Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone. Director Arnone, thanks for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure, Vin. David, how are you?
Pleasure. Thanks for being here this morning.
I love coming on the show and talking.
So we're starting this little Jersey Shore summer theme on Short Time with Vin and Dave. We wanted to have you on to talk about some things going on in Monmouth. One thing that you and I have discussed previously in different news stories or at press conferences is the local part of the summer, especially over the last couple of years with COVID-19 kind of with restrictions kind of keeping people close and everything. I know you in Monmouth have had some success with people staying local the last couple of years and enjoying everything around Monmouth County. And I think you had a great line, I think it was last year, where it's like, hey, we have the beach, we have great views, we have the boardwalk, why go anywhere else?
Exactly. I so much believe that. I mean, listen, anybody that's listening here, I guess they could see if they go away on vacation in the winter to some warm destination and they're sitting on the beach or they're sitting on their patio and they're just looking out at I'm sure at some point at that time they say, my goodness, we never realized we actually have this at home. And it's something that's very special.
So with things now, the summer of 22 heading in, especially as compared to the last couple of years. How optimistic are you for how successful a summer this could be for the county and all the local businesses and restaurants that, even with the pandemic, also fought the just the unsureness, I guess, of the labor shortage and everything. So how optimistic are you of how much of a success this could be for Monmouth County this summer?
So I'm very optimistic. Obviously, as everybody knows, it's when you're talking about the beaches, and we'll isolate onto the beaches alone first, it's all weather generated. So if we have a beautiful, beautiful, hot summer, sunny summer, we're going to have a banner year at our beaches. And, I tout our beaches all the way from, Sandy Hook, which is obviously a federal bridge beach, all the way to Manasquan, which are the local municipalities. We are so fortunate because every one of those beaches are different. So it has the appeal to each and every resident of Monmouth County, which best fits their needs. And they all treat them different. And they all have different rules and regulations, and some more relaxed than others, some stricter than others. And but at the end of the day, that's where the person can make their personal choice. But the one thing that's pretty much consistent with all of them is they're packed. And they are packed. So that's a huge plus. I think this year is going to be even more appealing and probably a little bit more crowded because for many reasons. First, for the locals, they are starting to realize that we have the destinations that other people travel to. So why not stay home? It's more cost effective and you have the resources there that you need and the benefits that you need. And then it's the gas prices.
Yeah.
Gas prices are going to be huge. I mean, let's face it. This is about the only benefit that the federal government has done with inflation that has probably helped Monmouth County with the locals because they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay right here because the gas price is dictating that.
Great point.
Excellent point.
So that's a benefit probably for our businesses here that we have. And, we all talk about tourism and we talk about the summer and we gear it towards the beaches. But at the end of the day, there's a broader span of what tourism really has. And obviously, that is probably the first thing everybody thinks about. But, we have the western part of the county. We have the Central Park from the racetracks and all those destinations and the malls and the events that we have and the horseback riding and all the farms and all those areas that also benefit the tourism season that people just don't like to maybe being on the beach isn't their top priority. All those other activities are.
Well, one thing, too, I was thinking about with obviously coming out of the pandemic, there have been so many people that have now moved to this area, to Monmouth County. So now you would see the people that live here for the first time, plus people now coming here to vacation. That's got to make a big difference number-wise and for the different opportunities for Monmouth County for these people to be here and entertain them, restaurants and whatnot.
Well, without a doubt, and how you can tell that's where just what you're speaking about is the traffic, and we will be embarked with a heavy traffic load coming up Memorial Day, and it is amazing that light switch that turns on, and it's a good thing. I mean, a lot of people say you created a monster with your marketing and all that with tourism, and I was like, I like the monster because listen, at the end of the day, we cannot be naive to think that if people are coming to the shore for their first destination being the beaches, okay, or they're traveling and lodging at somewhere here in Monmouth County, which is a business and it benefits the business, they have to eat. Okay, and they have to entertain their children at night, or each other at night. So all those come to effect. The beach isn't open 24 hours a day. It closes, and then all those other events open up. The lodging, the dinner, the nightlife, and all those things. The events that the county has in all our municipalities. All those things come into effect, which generates revenue for those entities. And that's the home run that it is.
Director Arnone, I know one of the things you had a press conference about, I believe it was a couple of years ago, was the Know Before You Go program as well. That kind of hit on stuff like that, with parking, beach availability, beach badges. I know it was certainly the height of the pandemic, so things were a little more limited. Is that something that you and the rest of the commissioner board are thinking about doing again this summer? Absolutely. To help people get ready for different parking situations or traffic?
Absolutely. So we are definitely going to do that. And you're right. It all started geared mainly towards the pandemic. Beaches that were at certain capacities were closed. All those different areas that were concerning to people. Actually, to spin it, you're absolutely right. Let's spin it now, and I'll use for an example Long Branch, the Ocean Fest. There, when that weekend comes, and I think that is the 4th of July weekend. It's crazy there. So we're just going to make sure that when people come, they know that you're going to have a difficult time parking. You're going to have all these, not to discourage them, but just to let them know for when they're coming to that region of the county, that area of the county. Maybe it might make a person that just wants to go to the beach for the day, maybe go to Allenhurst, or maybe go to Asbury or something like that. It might. But at the end of the day, the one thing we're never going to take people away from a destination. We're just going to make them aware that you're going to hit some heavy traffic.
To that point, it makes me think of a conversation I had last year with Dan George, obviously the former football coach at Long Branch High School, but the lifeguard up there. I think there was a situation as well, or a scenario earlier in the summer where some of the beaches in Long Branch were just kind of jam-packed, and it kind of created all this parking traffic situation in Long Branch. There were people were just going on to different beaches. So.
You're right. There was definitely, I could tell you one thing that has probably not come into play was social distancing on the beaches. There was definitely not that. Even though we tried with our rings and all that stuff, that really, we weren't too successful on that. And that's fine. You're outdoors, and you're getting the fresh air, and it was absolutely fine. But, it really is become a destination, Monmouth County. People not only just want to live here, they want to frequent here, they want to play here, they want to eat here. All those things they want. We have good businesses, we have all the areas, and then we have the great events that are here in the summer. And we could touch a little on that when you like to. It is special. There is something to do here every weekend. And then, of course, we can't discount our park system.
Right.
I mean, we have and I'm, of course, a little biased to this, but we have the best golf courses, okay, county golf courses in the state of New Jersey. We have I think, the number one park system there. And all these areas are fun and play things, happy things. People go play golf not because they're mad. They go play golf because they want to just relax. They go to the parks to relax.
Yeah.
All these things are playthings. So it's our job to make those playthings real good.
We bring up a great point before we were talking about with the gas prices. So people aren't going as far away for their vacation. So let's say people in North Jersey, may go out of state, the Carolinas or whatever, to have a vacation, have a good time. Now they're thinking, I don't want to spend as much money because of the fuel costs, that you're going to have people that do want to stick local or stay local and enjoy what Monmouth County has to offer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So if you just look at being located what they call central New Jersey, okay, we're right here in the middle. So both the north and take nothing away from the beaches in the south, because they're great beaches too, but it's a longer distance. So that component comes into play. So why not stop right in the middle that has great beaches there? I think that's going to occur. And so, we're going to get all the people from the north, and of course our own 630,000 people that we have here in Monmouth County, and their family and friends that just want to come and visit. So, we have, I always compare it, and people have to remember this and put this into perspective. You take a town like Belmar, And I don't even know, and forgive me for not knowing that. Actually, let me flip that. Let's take the county, and our population being 630,000 people. I can assure you, on July 4th, our population is almost double that. Our population here in Monmouth County. So, and it's because people frequent, and I could assure you, wherever they're lodging, wherever they're visiting their family members for, the one thing they're not doing is staying inside the house. They're going somewhere. And it's likely the beaches or some sort of venue that's fun. It's vacation mode.
Well, another thing, too, is think about these different towns like Long Branch, like Asbury, like Belmar, the train accessibility for people to use that because of, driving the car and how crowded that would be, finding parking to be able to use the train or a bus for these areas.
So you're 100% right. That transportation is vital. And it's got to be increased, and it's got to be improved there. So, hopefully the state's hearing this, and we make sure I put a little plug into that.
There we go.
Because the one thing that we're going to do, and I actually brought this up at our last meeting, and actually you'll see that on one of our major roads going down to a major beach this year is Avon.
Okay.
We are going to install along Sylvania Avenue all bike lanes. I am a huge proponent of bike lanes, and we used to partner with our towns on the cost of them. So at the last meeting, we offered a resolution where we're going to take that responsibility, that financial responsibility for the municipalities. And as long as they want them, they partner us. We'll do the design. We'll pay for it, and we'll implement them on county roads that go to our local beaches and all that. So that could entice people to ride their beaches. I mean, I'll tell you personally, I live in Neptune City, and I use the Avon Beach. That's the beach that my family uses. I don't drive there. I ride my bike there.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Because if I do, I should just park home and walk because I can't get a parking place. So, I ride my bike there every weekend, and but that's really what we can have our locals do, and it will take a little bit of road, give a little bit more parking ability for more people to frequent the beaches.
Director Arnone, Dave and I have to take a quick break. Do you mind hanging out with us? We want to talk more
Absolutely.
Monmouth County summer.
Absolutely. Thank you.
More Short Time with Vin and Dave and Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone next.
Hello, this is Chef David Burke on Short Time with Vin and Dave on 94.3 The Point and 105.7 The Hawk. And if you could see us, you'd know the three of us have perfect faces for radio.
Let's face it, investment concepts and financial planning can be very intimidating and confusing. Shoreline Wealth Management addresses that feeling head on. Their goal is to educate you while offering financial advice without buzzwords and jargon. Shoreline includes you in the process and makes you comfortable every step of the way. Shoreline Wealth Management is your financial anchor. Visit shorelinewealth.com for more information and start your financial journey with comfort and security today. Shoreline Wealth Management with offices in Manchester and Manahawkin. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Welcome back to Short Time with Vin and Dave. Vin Avenue, Dave Crossan with you. And with us this hour is Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone. We're talking about all things summer, from the beaches to the parks and everything in between. We even hit on some traffic and parking and how Commissioner Director Arnone rides his bike from his house in Neptune City right over to the beach. So, Director, one of the things, too, that's very, I think, unique as well to the shore, that's very special as well, is each town, municipality, has their own kind of different events or different designated days throughout the summer, kind of a celebration of their town. What are some of the days or events that you're looking forward to, some things you've been hearing?
Well, first of all, we'll start with all the municipalities. They have their great day, which is, isolated to their municipality, which is great. It brings unity to the people that live in their town. But we also advertise it for them, so it's successful for the vendors that they bring in and stuff like that. We also, on the Sheriff Sean Golden, obviously he is always very, very generous and willing to have his sheriff's officers give all the all the educational components of what the county has for him with his big, with all his equipment that he offers to the local municipalities and the police departments there. Obviously, for safety wise, he's always receptive to assisting them. But those days are very important, because it allows people to do things at night, little fairs, whether it's Monmouth Beach Fair, whether it's Seabright Day, whether it's Manasquan Day, whether it's Belmar Day, whether it's, all those different days. It gives people in the region to have something to do at night to bring their children. Then you have the larger events. You have Ocean Fest, which I'm pretty sure, forgive me for not knowing that, I think it's the July 4th weekend, which we will always be a part of there. The Belmar Day, we're always a part of. It's a little larger event. Of course, all the events that happen in Asbury, Bradley Beach, all the beach areas we're involved with. And then you got the ones outside, whether you got the Italian American Festival, which is very close to my heart there.
There you go.
And that we have in Ocean Township at Playa Park. That is gigantic. That goes the whole week. We make sure that we have a booth there. We have all the county information there. All those things that we partner with our stakeholders and our partners, which is the municipalities. And we make sure that we have all their information and we're able to assist them so their events are successful. And that's what our job is as the county in whole, is to make sure that they're successful. They're successful, the county's successful. And it works.
Well, with this summer coming up, do you have any concerns with just the labor shortages and different things that are going on with these businesses to be able to keep up with this huge demand that's going to be for the summer?
So right now, I think it's going to be a little bit of an unknown. From what I understand, it has definitely gotten better. It's loosened up a little. And I'm hoping that some of our college kids really need money, so they come to work when they get out of college. And, of course, our high school, youth, they're looking for jobs, and I think that will help. I think the challenge is people looking for part-time jobs that are not in school, whether it's college or there, because I think we'll be okay with them, but we got to remember that they go back to school. And the tourism season, which is our ultimate goal here in Monmouth County, is to extend the tourism season, to go into the October, an area where obviously that workforce has a bit of a drain on it. And so we have to work hard. Our workforce investment board is working very, very diligently with our businesses to make sure that we have a training program for them. And so hopefully this will all come and be very successful.
As a follow-up to that, Director Arnone, I know you and I've discussed in the past as well, just on the importance of restaurants, local businesses. I know tourism, a huge part of the Jersey Shore economy, obviously in Monmouth and Ocean as well, and that was certainly kind of hit a snag with the pandemic and everything. But to that point that you just made, what is it that you need some of the local businesses and restaurants to be doing even now before Memorial Day weekend and throughout the summer to try and be ready for all the different crowds, for the services to be able to stay open longer and on every day of the week, and be prepared for the foot traffic coming in and out of their stores and their restaurants?
So that's a great question. I have the utmost faith in our businesses, the owners of our businesses, and I've because of the pandemic and what we assisted them, I've become. I've always been close and pro-business, and but since that area, we got to know each other very well through our grant program that we assisted them with 2 times actually. I'm very confident with that, but I think what we do need is, and I commend our municipalities for allowing them to expand their business footprint, which was pretty much the going outside and allowing that expansion into roads and closing roads and allowing the capacity to be increased there. I think that was a great idea for our municipalities, and I think they should keep it. It gives another component there that is really helpful to our business climate and allows them to be successful there, because at the end of the day, their success is all of our success in government. And so we're almost being a partner with them with their infrastructure side of it. And but at the end of the day, financially, I think it benefits all of us too.
What about just kind of, we've talked about obviously people coming to Monmouth County this summer, but for the people that obviously live and work in Monmouth County, Dave and I have also mentioned it on this show in the past. You figure, you go on a vacation somewhere else, but you figure most of the time you're going to be in the area where you live and work. So what are some things that that you want to get out there to the residents who are living and working in Monmouth County for with help supporting the local businesses, dining at the local restaurants, helping them out, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, snacks in between beach stops, things to help out Monmouth County and help out really the people that are, living and working within our own communities here at the shore.
Sure. So listen, at the end of the day, it's a domino effect. If businesses are successful, there is no question they're going to spend in other businesses. Business owners and help are doing real well. Staff is doing the restaurant's doing real well with patrons. The staff's doing real well with tips. Everybody has a little bit more money in their pocket. It's just common nature. They're going to spend a little more money in another business, whether it's a clothing business, whatever it might be. Okay, some special activities that they enjoy to do that maybe in the past they couldn't because they couldn't afford, but now because of this increased business and revenue that they're making, it just continues to domino effect down. And it even dominoes effect from the business to the employer, because obviously, I think I could speak for most businesses when I say this, that if they're making more money, they're going to help because they need their staff, they're going to increase their wages, because they need them. And so it's just a domino effect of success there. But it all has to start with us staying local and being here local and make sure that we take care of our businesses first, and we're all going to be successful there.
Director Arnone, you mentioned in the first segment, all the parks in Monmouth County, certainly, and it's not just the nature part of it too. There's a lot of history in Monmouth County as well. So you take those history tours, learn about the history of Monmouth County, including back to the American Revolution. Take a walk or a bike ride or a run through some of these parks and everything. You mentioned, first thing people come to the shore, they want to go to the beaches and the boardwalks, and there's obviously great ones up and down the coast in Monmouth County, like you mentioned. But what are some of the things that you enjoy about the parks? Some things that you think people may not know about the parks, or some fun things about some of the parks across Monmouth County from west to east and north to south that you think would be enjoyable for people of all ages?
Well, the one good thing about what our park system has done over the course of the years is they strategically made sure that we had parks in every regions of the county, and that benefited all those regions. So, whether we're down at the shore, whether we're in the central part, whether in the western part of the county, everybody could have a place to go and have fun and play and relax there. And so that was I shouldn't say mine. It was actually the park's ultimate goal when they started to create this model, and they've done it very, very well. And we're increasing it. I mean, look right here in Middletown. We're about to where the old Chris's Marina was. We just acquired that. That is going to be a park right on a very, very, very pricey area of land there. It's going to be a beautiful park there you're going to be able to dock out and, be there on the water, have fun, canoe and all those great things, that people like to do. That is outside the beach component side. Okay. I think I stated this before. Not everybody loves the beaches. And sitting on the sand and just like on 100-degree day, it's just roasting. But a lot of people do.
I mean, I do.
And,
of course.
Exactly. But some people like to be, inland, be in the shade, enjoy themselves. But the one component, no matter what, everybody likes to be outside.
Yeah.
So as long as that weather is good, we have made it, and it's a lot. It's not and I shouldn't, and it's definitely not myself, and our commissioners here, just over the course of the many years of planning, we have now helped achieve that goal, that there is something for everybody in Monmouth County. Every family has whatever their interest is. We've given them that opportunity to enjoy.
Well, let me ask you this. With obviously we're talking about the beaches, the parks, the restaurants, all of that type of entertainment and great places to go. What are some other areas that for people maybe that don't want to be outside, or they want to do different activities or different events that maybe people aren't aware that Monmouth County has to offer? Where would you
sure
suggest?
You have fun places inside. I mean, look at Freehold. I play. There is absolutely every possible. I mean, you go inside there and you bring a young kid in there, a young child in there. They're just gonna have a blast. There is something for them to do every moment of the day. And they have a lot of events there. And I use that. And obviously, if you're a little older, you have the racetrack, Monmouth Park. How much fun is that? And it's people love being there and you have your choice of being out there in the grandstand or being inside watching. So it gives everybody that opportunity. Then the shopping areas. Okay, our malls, Freehold Mall, Monmouth Mall, you have our outlets, you have all those areas that people just like to go out and walk and just browse, it's amazing how many people just don't even want to go out shopping, but they just like to browse up there. And,
window shopping.
Exactly. And, so we have all those areas that they can do outside of, being at the beach and being outside and just to have fun. And, because it is going to rain one day this summer. So they are going to need that.
Well, you bring up a great point. Monmouth Park, you can take the train there. There you go. We eliminated the traffic issue.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. I mean, and we have great events. We have the Haskell. We have all those different events that are going to come there. That area is going to be packed. And then, then we have the health side of it. We have all the 5K runs that go through that I know the sheriff and myself try to engage in most of them there, and which is pretty fun. And and I think people appreciate that we go there and we try to frequent the municipalities and and just mingle with people and let them know that we're there to support them.
Director Arnone, as we start wrapping up here, just for you, what are some of the things that you like to do during the summer months, yourself or with your family? I know you mentioned the bike riding earlier, running the 5Ks with Sheriff Sean Golden there in Monmouth County, and you've kind of done some runs throughout Monmouth. So what are some things that you enjoy about summertime in Monmouth County?
So, I mean, it's, obviously, we work during the week. Because this is even though we live here in this great place, I look out my back window and I'm watching everybody enjoy our great county, and I'm in the office. But there does become the time of having fun and enjoying and relaxing. And there's so many things during the course of the weekend that you try to fill in. But my life's, I guess, pretty simple. Besides getting up on the weekends, going out with like you said, the sheriff and a bunch of other friends, and taking a run, working out, taking a long bike ride, which we do for miles upon miles there, and hitting all the beaches and taking photos and putting them on social media as we're riding there. They're the fun things. Then coming back there, and then enjoying the beaches, then going out to dinner almost every night of the weekend there, because you try to hit every town. And I try to frequent every town to try to be, business friendly to them and let them know that you can't just talk the talk. You got to be there to support them. And we do that all summer long. I very rarely, not very rarely, I don't think I do. I don't go away at all in the summer because I really believe in what I preach. I mean, why would I go, why would I go someplace? Perfect example is past week. During the Easter break, I was in Hilton Head, and I sat there, and it was warm, it was nice, and I felt like I was in Monmouth County.
There you go.
So I leave, and so I just now I will be in Monmouth County when those weather is that nice, and I don't frequent any place outside the county because we have every thing that we could possibly want right here.
And last question for you, Director Arnone. Where could people go, either who live and work in Monmouth County or people who plan on visiting Monmouth County this summer, to find out all the different things that's going on in Monmouth?
Just go to our website here, www.monmouthcounty.tourism, there, and look up. I promise you, we will have everything on there where people can pick and choose what best fits their interest.
There we go.
There it is.
Director Arnone, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on with Dave and I this morning to discuss the summer ahead in Monmouth County.
Thank you. It's great having you. See you guys. Enjoy the summer. I'm sure I'll see you guys outside there a little.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Plenty to enjoy in Monmouth County. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Director Arnone, thanks again.
You got it. Have a good one.
More short time with Vin and Dave right after this.
Hi, this is high performance executive coach Dana Cavalier and former director of strength and conditioning for the New York Yankees. And you're listening to Shore Time with Vin and Dave on 94.3 The Point and 105.7 The Hawk. It's always great to hang with champions, and these two guys are champions.
Let's face it, investment concepts and financial planning can be very intimidating and confusing. Shoreline Wealth Management addresses that feeling head on. Their goal is to educate you while offering financial advice without buzzwords and jargon. Shoreline includes you in the process and makes you comfortable every step of the way on your path to financial freedom. Shoreline Wealth Management is your financial anchor. Visit shorelinewealth.com for more information today. Shoreline Wealth Management, with offices in Manchester and Manahawkin. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Welcome back to Short Time with Vin and Dave. Vin Avenue, Dave Crossan with you here at the end of another show, the first show of the month of May, on the first day of May, as we begin a theme of Jersey Shore Summer, where every week, moving forward, at least through the summer, we're going to bring you 1-2 guests a week that'll be able to talk about things going on in your town in Ocean and Monmouth County, different mayors, and like we had today with Ocean County Commissioner Joe Vicari, Monmouth County Commissioner Director Tom Arnone, talking about getting you excited because, like we said, the calendar flips to May. We're getting ready for summer. Memorial Day weekend coming up in a couple weeks, and then the summer. So lots to do in Ocean County and Monmouth County this summer, as you heard from Commissioner Vicari and Commissioner Arnone. Indoors, with in different indoor activities, but a lot outside.
That was important because everybody thinks the beaches and the restaurants,
right? Yeah,
but there's so many activities that you can do for your family. Thinking about Ocean County, all the great things that are going on with the library system. Different things that I wasn't aware of, and I think was it Stafford that they're building a new library going to be? Yeah,
down Stafford, and like the summer read program. Listen, I mean, you want to spend hot summer days at beaches and boardwalks and everything, but sometimes you want to get a little bit of air conditioning.
And it does rain every now and then.
Right. There you go. As Commissioner Arnone said, as much as we would love a sunny summer in Ocean and Monmouth County, there may be some rain at some points. But yeah, the library, good to cool down, grab some books and everything. But, both commissioners as well talked about all the great parks that we have in Ocean and Monmouth County. A lot of history, a lot of opportunity to enjoy nature, either at the county or state parks or Sandy Hook, the federal park there in Monmouth County. So the racetracks, different restaurants and businesses to enjoy as well across Ocean and Monmouth.
The different towns and the different events, the different races that are there.
That's some of the great things about, we talked about it as well to wrap up with Commissioner Arnone. But yeah, Ocean County, Monmouth County, I love it. Each town has
for my 5K here. Come
different events and things going on. Manchester Day or Tom's River Day or Belmar Day, Long Branch Day. Different things going on in your town. Like, oh, okay, hey, cool. Like we said at the top of the show, downtown Tom's River had those, nights out. Friday nights or weekends, kind of. You go to some of the restaurants in downtown Tom's River, some of the shops. So there's no shortage of things to do in Ocean and Monmouth County this summer.
And I think everybody's so excited for the summer. We're getting beyond the pandemic.
Yeah.
Here we are, big launch, and people want to have fun. They want to see the beaches, the different restaurants. But a big thing that came up is, right now, fuel prices. People aren't going to go long distances to get away. We have it in our backyard. And for people in North Jersey, hey, Monmouth County, an hour away or a little shorter, depending on where you're at. That's important.
Yeah, it could be a caveat to out-of-state travel. I mean, 2020, obviously, and even to a degree 21, people, maybe were a little hesitant. Certainly 20 with the restrictions about going out of state, which is why people stayed local. But now in 22, and while the the COVID is still kind of going around to a degree at the shore and across the state, I think one thing that's on a lot of people's minds, and we mentioned it, Dave, is the rise in gas prices and inflation. So, why drive anywhere else? I mean, you can go from Ocean County to Monmouth County and vice versa, but
Correct.
I mean, people. Hopefully, you hope that it brings people from North Jersey down to the Jersey Shore here, and people from Pennsylvania, New York, Canada coming down to the Jersey Shore. And hopefully it's not too much, of an issue. But I mean, there's certainly a lot going on Ocean and Monmouth County that say, hey, you know what? There's a lot to do. You could plan it. Oh, yeah, of course, there's going to be kids out there. I'm bored.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me give you something to do. Oh, there's.
Well, and the other thing, too, is I love to get on the bike. Go through Monmouth County. It's so fun, and especially what we're talking about with the parking issues and the traffic. Get on your bike, go. We talked about the trains in different towns that you can take the train, take the bus to come to the area and go have your fun. Exactly.
There we go. So lots going on in Ocean and Monmouth County. We got lots coming up on future shows of Short Time and Vin and Dave over the next several weeks, the next couple months, really. So we got a lot of guests coming up. I want to give a quick shout out, though, to one of our Jersey Shore Monmouth County natives from the Oakhurst section of Ocean Township, former Ocean Township High School quarterback Kenny Pickett, who went on to the University of Pittsburgh, was a first-round pick on Thursday night of the Pittsburgh Steelers, so be competing to replace Ben Roethlisberger, who retired there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So congratulations to Kenny Pickett and his family, and best of luck to you with the Pittsburgh Steelers and everything. So wishing you years of success quarterbacking that offense in Pittsburgh under Mike Tomlin.
There you go. Very exciting news.
So we got a couple guests coming up next week, Dave, that I'm excited about.
And I hate that we can't tell people. We keep it secret.
I was
and then
thinking
Wednesday,
about this. I was racking my brain. I'm like, all right, how do we tease this? Okay, so one guest will help us on our Jersey Shore theme, get ready for summer.
Okay.
The other guest, since it's Mother's Day.
Oh, there you go.
We got a mom.
Okay, tied that in there.
A mom who's helping out a lot of kids out there.
Yes.
She's a fun personality that I've had the pleasure of getting to know, and she'll be great. She's got a great story to tell. Can't wait to have both of those people on next Sunday.
Another great show coming up.
Exactly. So email us, shorttime@townsquaremedia.com. We'll have the on-demand section for you later this week as well. Dave, have a great Sunday.
You too, my friend. Stay well.
Have a great Sunday out there, everybody, as well, and a great week ahead. More Short Time with Vin and Dave a week from now, 6 to 8 a.m., 94.3 The Point, 105.7 The Hawk. For now, we're out.
Good things.
Hi, this is Christy Pierce-Rampone, former U.S. women's soccer team captain, Olympic gold medalist, World Cup champion, and Point Borough High School alum. And you're listening to Short Time with Vin and Dave on 94.3 The Point and 105.7 The Hawk. Tune in for some real conversation with Dave and Vin. You don't want to miss this.